Mariners win 3-2. They improve to 78 and 75 on the season, and they take one of the three games against the New York Yankees. Go over the scoring plays. Justin Turner hits a sacrifice fly to left that Jason Dominguez actually drops, but still counts as a sac fly. Julio scores to make it 1-0. In the first inning as well, Jorge Polanco hits a sacrifice fly to score Randy Arozarena. It's 2-0, and then J.P. Crawford ends that three-run first inning with a single to left to score Luke Raley. 3-0 at the end of one. Yankees get on the board with a Jazz Chisholm homer to right to score Aaron Judge. 3-2. End of scoring place. Not a whole heck of a lot in this game after the first three innings. Nothing in terms of scoring plays, obviously, but kind of a nondescript baseball game. Negatives, the offense after the first inning was bad. It was not a good offensive effort. Luckily, good enough, but you saw, even in a win, their flaws. And every team has flaws. It's just the Mariners stick out more than a lot of them. Not the most. Some really bad baseball teams. And the Mariners are not a really bad baseball team. It's just disappointing that they're not a really good baseball team. I think it's fair to say that after 153 games, right? We have a pretty good idea of who the Seattle Mariners are. We're still not 100% sure where they're going to end up, but we have a pretty good idea of what they were and are. Any negatives pitching? Nope. So let's get into the positives and start with Simply Seattle. SimplySeattle.com. Use code MOLLYWOP15. Saves 15% off your order. A link in the description to make it nice and easy. Thank you so much, Simply Seattle, for the support. Really appreciate it. And please check them out and show that you're paying attention to the show. And there is a link in the description for those who need it. That's not a one-time code, by the way, either. So it's great stuff from good people. I thought Logan Gilbert pitched really well today. 5 1/3 innings of 2-run baseball, I don't think really explain how well he pitched. Made one silly, it's not the right word. Made one bad mistake, leaving that ball in the middle of the plate to Jazz Chisholm. After that, I thought he was really good. Worked around some jams for sure. And unfortunately, the strikeouts ended up adding to the pitch count, so he couldn't go too deep into the game. But you'll take that. You will take 5 1/3 innings of 2-run baseball against this Yankee lineup. For sure. Really strong effort. Really strong effort. And I think you would have to call this season for Logan Gilbert an unqualified success. Like there's no, yeah, but this, yeah, but that. I think that Logan Gilbert has just been really, really good. As many of the Seattle Mariners starters have. In fact, all of them. Maybe one a little less than the others, or maybe one more disappointing than the others. But I think Logan Gilbert has been fantastic. And I really hope that he's going to be a Seattle Mariner for a very long time. Nice job by JT Chargois of getting him out of that jam. Nice job by Troy Taylor. Issued a walk, but worked around it, gets the strikeout. In terms of pure stuff, there aren't many better Seattle Mariners right now. Not counting the injured guys. Troy Taylor can sling it. He can sling it. I know that term's usually reserved for quarterbacks. But Troy Taylor can really get that ball to a lot of fun places. And really good slider. I've been nothing but impressed with Troy Taylor. In a very high leverage situation today, very strong. And Trent Thornton in a high leverage situation. They have to go to him because Colin Snyder obviously not available after throwing those 2 innings. I thought Trent Thornton was excellent today. Does Trent Thornton frustrate all of us? Of course. Mainly because we have seen some good moments from him. I don't want him in high leverage. I don't think that's a hot take. But I do think that he's a guy I'd rather have on my staff than not. I just don't want him in high leverage. Had to be used today. But nice job. A guy I do want in high leverage is Andres Munoz, and he was fantastic. And it didn't start fantastic. He issues that 3-ball count to Austin Wells, and you're kind of like, uh-oh. Because every once in a while, Munoz has those games, right? Every once in a while, Munoz will have a game where he just doesn't quite have that location. It's the only thing that's keeping him from being like one of the true elite relievers, like a top 2 or 3. But you see that when he's on, and he was on after those 3 pitches, he only threw one more ball, strikes out the side. Overall, Andres Muñoz's season isn't, again, an unqualified success. No question about it. No question about it. And I'm really, really glad that he's a Seattle Mariner. Let's see. Offensively, the positives. Another good game from Luke Raley. Another good game from Luke Raley. He is now at a 793 OPS. Man, it's frustrating to think how much higher this could be if he was just a little bit better in April. And I think he was misused in April. And a little bit of a stretch of June too. But outside of that, Luke Raley's been pretty much their best hitter. Him and Victor Robles, who wasn't available today, and that's a bummer. Got scratched from the lineup. Here's hoping he can play in these last few games, because it's hard to see them doing this without Victor Robles. Imagine me saying that at the start of the year, that the guy who the Mariners really need right now is Victor Robles. Anything else positive offensively? Not really. Not really. Randy drew a couple walks. Demo got on 3 times, so that should for sure is a success. Talking is hard. Just not enough of those games from Demo lately. I know the on-base percentage is a lot higher than the batting average, but you got to show either a little more pop. And hey, he's helped on the bases. Stolen 30 now. But they just need a little bit more for him to be a regular, I'm saying. Yeah, I guess I have to. I got to address yesterday. For those of you who watched yesterday's video, I was not doing great. Not doing great. And I was trying to think of what to say, and I just couldn't. And I ended up turning comments off for my own mental health, because I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes when the comments are disagreeable, I guess that's the best way to put it, I don't always handle it very well. And when I'm in a bad place, which I have been in a bad place as of late, they really get to me. So I turned them off. And one of you in particular had a real issue with that. And I will just say, while I appreciate the support, if I'm in a bad mental place, I am going to do what's best for me. For 150 or so other videos, will do what's best for you guys. I think doing a daily recap show shows that I definitely want the best for you guys too. But there are going to be times where I have to do what's best for me. Yesterday's video was for me. And I will just, heck, I don't like saying this. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch. I'd really like you to keep watching. But if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. It is A-okay if you don't. Guys, it's not like this is going to be what the couple of you who decide that this just isn't for you. That's okay. It's not going to be. If this was costing me thousands of views, I might have to reconsider how I go about doing this. I don't get thousands of views. I get thousands of views for the month. So I do this channel in part because I really want it to grow. And that's why I'm adding the Seahawks. That's why I'm going to add the Kraken. That's why next year I'm going to do Husky games. I'm doing probably some Husky basketball games this year as well. I'm going to do a bunch of stuff. But, and as much as I want it to grow, and I think it will, and it has, It has. And I appreciate it so much. Um, at this point, it's still more hobby than it is career. I'll happily tell you that last month was my highest amount of money that I've earned on YouTube. It was $170. And I was very appreciative of it because it helped pay for a bunch of stuff. A bunch of stuff. But I'm not living on $170. I'm not even coming close. My deal with Simply Seattle, and I hope they don't get mad for me telling you this. I don't get money for that. I get something. But they're not paying me a bunch of money. I wanted to do that as a thank you for number one, I think their stuff is great. And number two, I think it's really cool to have a sponsorship for the show. They're doing that out of the kindness of their heart. Hopefully, you guys are using that link and stuff, but it's not something that I am getting rich from. I'm not even getting close to rich. I'm not getting rich from NBC Sports. I'm not getting rich from KJR. No. So long story short, while I do this for a chance to maybe have this become my career someday, I'd love it. I would love it. I do this more out of love and out of something where people can vent and all that stuff. But yesterday was a day where I couldn't deal with the venting. And for those of you who say, hey, well, just don't look. It's really hard. It's really hard. I hope this didn't come off as harsh because I truly appreciate so much both the positive and every once in a while the negative. I will be honest, I didn't appreciate the negative thing that I saw somebody leave on my video today. And it wasn't the video of yesterday because it turned comments off. It was, he went in and commented, you can find it. And it hurt my feelings. And I wish I wasn't so sensitive, but I am. And I'm extra sensitive because of the year that I have had. And I don't need a pity party. And I know I bring it up too much, but I'm going to give it to you. In the last year, I have lost a job. I have had a job where people don't pay me. I have lost my mom. I have lost my dad. I have lost my dog. I have lost one of my best friends. I have dealt with significant health problems that I don't talk about on here. So, all due respect, Bill. Yeah, I appreciate that you've been a follower from day one. What I don't appreciate is if you've been a follower from day one, if you don't understand why I needed a video like yesterday, I can't help you. Back to the Mariners. You got 9 games left. 8-1 might do it. Maybe. Probably need 9-0 to like guarantee it. But 8-1 might do it. I can't see 7-2 doing it. I don't think 85 is going to get it done. And I also don't see how, based on how they've played, how they can go 8-1, 9-0. 7-2, sure. They just won 7 out of 10. Why can't they win 7 out of 9? But you are in a situation now where every loss is just, we talked about the carpenter and the hammer. Oh, that carpenter's off his break. That carpenter is off his break, and he's had some 5-hour energy, and he's ready to roll. But it is cool to me that the Mariners are still alive. There have been so many seasons of my life that at this point in the year, We are talking about who are they taking with the number 1 draft pick, or who are they taking with this top 5 pick? Can we trust them to get it right? I will take this over that. I will take the frustration, and there's accountability for the Seattle Mariners. I'll take this over being terrible. That's just my opinion. Please hit like, please hit subscribe. I really appreciate it, guys. I just needed one for me yesterday. And so I gave me one. And I cannot promise you it won't happen again. Good win. Good win. Go Sweep.